You guys are gonna love this shit. I just started working on my car, and already I almost blew up the damn house. So, I jacked the back of my car up, because I gotta get the exhaust unbolted from where I have it banjoed up to the frame, okay? Start raising the car up, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why do I smell gas? I had the radio playing, and a song ended on a CD, and it got quiet to play into the next song, and then I heard it. As I was raising the car up, as you probably can figure out already, that bastard right there started siphoning feeding from the gas, or from the tank, right on the floor, and it's already drying up, thank God. But this is all fuel. Was. You can see where it's all wet. So yeah, and I was smart about it. I'm telling you, it smelled like gas so bad in here. I was ready for an explosion. So I used the safety latch on my garage door because I'm not smart enough to, I wasn't going to use it electronically, you know what I mean? Wouldn't that be the shit? You go to open the garage door to let the gas fumes out and the fucking electric motor caused a damn explosion in here. So, we're off to a great start this week. Stay tuned for more. Alright, so now that mishap's over with and we didn't burn down the house, finally got the exhaust off. Now, you can't see it because I have them upside down, but they're thrush welded. Cheap Pep Boy mufflers, you know what I mean? They're like $35, $40 a pop. They've been on here since I put the car on the road in 2013. And these pipes are brand new. But for some reason, the shop that bent me pipes, they used one new material pipe and the other one was rusted to shit. I mean, it's not rotted out, but, you know, look at the difference. That one versus that one. That's how it looked the day they put it on. Now, the reason I'm really filming this is I want to show you guys the stupid shit I used to do. Thrush welded mufflers, they're chambered. They're like, you know what I mean? It's a chambered muffler. They only go on one way. And to clear ladder bars, what's that say right there? Huh. That's on the inlet. How to put them on backwards because the ladder bars are on the car. We put the head pipes on, go to fit the mufflers up, and we're like, uh-oh, here's a problem. They don't fit. And I was too Jewish to go back to the store and buy new mufflers of a different assortment, so put them on backwards, and it made its own very unique sound. Super bassy at idle. You start the car up in my garage and everything upstairs vibrates. All the silverware in the drawers, anything that's hanging on the walls like paintings. Even my neighbor complains it makes his house shake. So I don't know how much back pressure that created and how much power I was losing. I'll never know. But yeah. Somebody somewhere out there has done it, and it's me. Put chambered mufflers on backwards. Alright, so this is what we did so far today. Just got all the rockers put on. Put this valley tray thing in here. And goes to try and be able to dump this in the car tomorrow. Not get it running, but just get it in the damn car because tomorrow's supposed to be warm and that garage door's got to be open. So I summoned Chris into helping out.
Chris here from Test the Speed Shop.
Yeah. So that's all you get to see for now. I'll show you the motor going in the car. So see you then. Real quick, one thing that I need to do right now, and I'm going to take care of this before I forget it, is I got to change all the washers on these wheels. I didn't know all this time I've been running this car, probably about 8,000 miles. I've been running these Kragers with the wrong washers. And I only discovered this about a month ago when we changed the rear end in this car and we put a posi in here. I was looking at my washers and I was like, man, these things look really thin and they keep bending. You can see how they've got like a concave effect towards the wheel. And I never realized I was running the wrong type of washers on these wheels altogether. And here's what my replacement washers look like. I'll put them on my leg for you. Anyway, there's that one. And then there's those. These are much, much thicker. And they're a lot, the diameter of them is a lot bigger. So, yeah, it was kind of dangerous. So I'm going ahead and I'm swapping out all my washers real quick. Except for, you know, the company thinks it's funny to sell you 4 washers in a pack. And what do we have? 5 lug nuts per wheel. So, yeah, I skimped out on the last pack. Because I've got wheel locks. And I never tighten the wheel lock down too tight because I don't want to strip it out. So I'm just going to run... If my car made it that far with those shitty washers on here, it'll be just fine with running a cheap washer, the small one, on the wheel lock. And I'm always busting Chris's balls, telling him how OCD I am about how you put wheels on a car. This is what I'm talking about. Here's your valve stem right here. You always put your center cap bottom pointing at the valve stem with the wheel lock pointing at the valve stem on all 4 wheels. Always got to make it nice and uniform. But yeah, what would that be? Some shit. Driving down the road, make a hard turn, and one of the wheels just, because the wheel decides to split in half. But all right, back to putting the motor in the car. All right, so I'm going ahead and I'm installing these autometer gauges that I picked up because I was going to use the same $20 set of Summit gauges I put in my dad's wagon, but I didn't like them. I have 2 sets of them. One's in his car. I got one for this car. You can't see them at night. They light up, but the needle doesn't light up. So I opted for these. And you don't need a voltmeter. I got a dummy light on the dash that says alternator. But anyway, Autometer was nice enough to give me plugs to put in the firewall. Now, they give you a plastic line for the oil. I'm not using that, I got copper. But, and I'm gonna run the copper line through here on my firewall. You can see my tack wire comes through here. There's a vacuum line for the climate control. There's a sub wire. Now I'm pretty much out of room at this point, but I can still sneak that copper line in there. But for the temperature sender, they actually gave me this plug I can put in the firewall. I already drilled the hole, but check that out. Right there. That's where I'm gonna run the temperature sender through. Pull this out. I got it in there just perfect. I might need a screwdriver. Shit, how good did I get it in there? That's it. They said to drill a 7/8 hole in the firewall, well, to make this plug work. And I don't know about you, but I don't have a 7/8 drill bit. I don't know people that do, unless you're working in like the concrete business. And so what I did was I used this cone bit that I have. That worked out pretty good. And yeah, that's it. I stuck the cone in there, pulled the trigger, blew a hole. And I just got to dig this insulation out of the way. But the whole reason I'm filming this right now is I just wanted to go and show you that apparently Autometer thinks ahead, and they give you nice little butt plugs to put in your firewall, like this big one right here. Or if you're you got this little one for the oil pressure, and I'm not going to use that one. While we're in here, you can take a quick glimpse around my engine compartment. Oh, here's the voltage regulator we smashed. That's what we hit with the heater control valve when we put the 350 out of here. And we took the cover off. And there's like a mile of room. Well, damn, he was having a good time. Anyway, there's a mile of room between the bottom half of this box. All the working parts are all up in here. So when we took the cover off, there's absolutely nothing down here that could have got damaged. This is fine. I'm just glad I didn't break that vacuum holding tank. That would have pissed me off. AC still has some charge in it. I stuck my finger in the Schrader the other day and it hissed at me. So. Also, I'm going to be changing this sway bar. I got a bigger sway bar on the floor behind the TA. Came out of a 79 or 80 Z28. It'll bolt right in here. I think that's an inch and an 1/8 inch bar. And I have no clue what size this is, but this is smaller. And presto! All I had to do was cut a little slit in there, and then I made it perfect. You really gotta love when they're too cheap when they build your house to use a steel beam. So they use those stupid wooden lamb beams, whatever they're called, that support your house, like that one. And then they think it's a funny idea to put a big pole in the middle of your garage. You know, instead of using a steel beam like an I-beam that could be supported from that wall to that wall with one of these poles in that wall, one big iron beam could take care of this house, but no. So this is how much clearance I have to get my engine in between the car and this pole. Let's see that gap we got going right there. Well, there's that gap. I had to take the valve cover off, by the way, because that was gonna hit the pole. And what's our gap over here in between the car? And let's see, can I even get to the door handle? Oh, look at that. I'll shove this fucking thing in there and get it done. Is it running right now? Marty, is it running right now? That's why you're waving to it. Oh, I didn't hear the click. Well, that's about it. We dropped the motor in the car 2 nights ago. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. Didn't do anything then. Today is Friday. It's Black Friday. Woo! Here's what it looks like. All we did was dump it in the car. We played with the headers for about an hour and a half to find out that we have to move the proportioning valve on the frame rail for the brakes. Because in order to get them to line up to the head, they got to tip this way, and by tipping it that way, the back part is banging against the frame where the proportioning valve is. It's crushing the valve in between the frame and the valve. But anyway, that's that. I can no longer get this passenger side valve cover off. Good thing we put that on before it went in, because no clearance with this fiberglass evaporator box right here for the air conditioning. I might have to delete that off the firewall and get a block off plate. Not entirely sure how I'm gonna get in here to put the bolts on these headers. That's gonna be a little difficult to get back in there. And I didn't fit the headers under, I didn't put them in from under the car. I actually laid them in the engine compartment, which you can't see on the video. Fucking light, come on. Stop being a piece of shit. This stupid clam plate. There. Anyway. We ended up laying the headers in the engine compartment first. Bungee corded them out to the sides. Dropped the motor in, and it fit in there perfectly. And I might monkey around with this a little bit today, or I might go help Zach out with his van. He's gonna do another head gasket on the van. Other side this time. But that's what she looks like. And I think I'll be okay on hood clearance. Once the carburetor's in there, I should have enough clearance to put the carb on and that big air filter assembly I have, I believe I'll be good. But alright, that's going to wrap this video up. Everybody have a good weekend, have a good week, whatever it is you do, have fun, be good at it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Next video will probably be me putting a bunch of junk on this engine, like accessories, buttoning up the interior, and maybe we'll try and fire this thing up for the first time. So, see everybody later. Have a good one.